So this is going to be Libretexts and H5P and how we created our Spanish OER grammar manual. And we are a team of three: Nancy, who is also on the call, Alejandro, and myself. So Nancy and Alejandro, they are from Southern California, and I teach in Northern California in Chabot College in Hayward. So why Spanish OER? Like for most world languages, Spanish students who wish to take 2 years of college level Spanish courses could spend up to $1,000 in textbooks and publishers' access codes just to complete the 4 levels in our community college classes. Now, we are a team of 3 community college faculty who teach these courses regularly at institutions in Northern and Southern California. Every semester, we see students agonizing with the rising cost of textbook bundles that directly affects their engagement and success in the classroom. Now, through this project, we wanted to provide an open access Spanish content created for the community college students in mind. Now, we use Libretexts and as well as H5P. We're going to talk a little bit more about and give you examples of what we have done. So what is Entrada Libre? Alejandro, do you want to explain a little bit about what our book is? Are you muted, Alejandro?
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, okay, sorry. So, Entrada Libre. So we were thinking about writing an OER grammar manual, so it is not a standalone textbook. So we Cristina was the person who applied for the grant from the Academic Senate for California Community Colleges, and we received the grant in June 2019, and we were giving a deadline of December to complete the project. So why second year? Well, second year because many of our classes for second year get canceled due to low enrollment, and this could be for many reasons. But so we wanted to address the equity issues. So we thought that if we could lower the price of the textbooks by adopting an OER, if some colleges are also using teaching these courses online to attract more students. That's the case of Santa Monica College. My chair would like us to teach fourth year in Spanish fourth semester online. And so again, we would like to remind everyone that this is not a standalone textbook. I personally use it in conjunction with Acceso from the University of Kansas. I don't use Antología Abierta, I believe Cristina does, so it's just a supplement for other materials. Cristina?
So this is just an overview of our layout of our chapters. And we have 8 chapters, and each of those chapters have 3 units. There you go. Now it's your turn, Alejandro.
Okay, so how to use Entrada Libre. For the first edition, we decided on the 24 grammar topics that most intermediate textbooks use. We also follow the Acceso, the OER from University of Kansas. And each of the units includes a reading, it's an authentic material from mostly newspapers, magazines, and so we selected the most common grammar points found in that reading. And then Nancy wrote the grammar explanations, and all of us wrote self-graded follow-up activities, exercises as formative assessments. I am not the person who knows a lot about H5P, but Cristina and Nancy were the ones using H5P to create a variety of activities: interactive drag and drop, fill in the blanks, mark the work activities. So with this OER, professors, instructors can use it as it is in Libretexts, They can also download it as a PDF. But the most important thing is that they can customize it. So if they don't like the activity, the vocabulary, they want to change things, they can also do that. Cristina and Nancy have been able to import the activities H5P into our Canvas shell. I haven't done that yet, but they say very Cristina.
There you go. So I just had a few screenshots of how it looks. Like Alejandro had said, you can use it. Our textbook is in Libretexts. And you can actually use, just going by the link, and use it as is. And you can also download it as a PDF, so it can be printed out. And you can also download it as a, well, import it as a common cartridge format to your LMS, like, such as Canvas. So here you can see how it would look. So when you import it, you can see it will show up on your module, and then it will look you will see it within a window. And these are just screenshots. Later on, Nancy will actually show you a live Canvas site and how it looks in there. So the next thing is, what is H5P? So I don't know how many of you have heard of H5P. So H5P is a free and open source content program that can let you create interactive videos, course presentations, and branching scenarios. The branching scenarios are actually something that I would like to do one of these days. You can imagine if you can create a scenario, a dialogue, and if you answer one way, it will take you another way. If you answer this way, it will take you a different way. So you can actually create stories with it, and all interactive. Well, we didn't have the time to go that route, but for this particular project, we stick with basically 3 type of exercises in H5P, but there are many more. Here at the bottom, you can see an example of drag and drop. Basically, you can drag these words on the right side to the to the left. The fill in the blanks, and another one that I didn't show is choose the word. Now, if you go to h5p.org, like I said, this is a free program that anybody could use and create and put it anywhere, even in your Canvas site. There are many type of activities. Like I said, we only chose to do 3, but there are many other ones. There's a really cool one about this one, the virtual tour, the 360. Imagine if you can do a tour of a kitchen instead of having a static picture of the kitchen and the items in the kitchen. Imagine if you can do a tour, a 360 view, like if you were doing a virtual tour of a house. So those are the type of activities, if you have the time to explore. It also, you can see the type of activities that are accessible. That was one of the reasons why we just chose to do 3. But if you go to their website, you can see which ones are okay, and which ones are almost there, and which ones are not ready. This is a way how you will see it embedded in Canvas. I have used it. Nancy has used it. And they're actually not that difficult to use. If you are able to create quizzes in Canvas, you can use H5P for many type of activities. And they work differently than if you were to use the Canvas quiz. That's why I liked it. For our project, besides having it as a follow-up activity at the bottom of each of the lessons, we created a library, and the idea is to create a a lot of activities and to be added to the library. So any instructor could go here, choose the activities that they want, and then take it, import it, or have it as a PDF. Basically create your own homework site out of this bank of activities. So that's you, Alejandro.
Cristina, before
Yeah.
Alejandro, Carla has a question. She would like to know, how do you incorporate H5P into Libretexts?
Yes, that's a good question. That was done through Libretexts. So Nancy and I, we have our own H5P activity, H5P accounts that we got a license to actually. So H5P, although the program is free, and you can put it like what you saw right here. This part will be free. You can put it anywhere and actually will work. The problem with this is that if you want to collect the scores, they won't go anywhere. So there is no way for you to get scores for this unless you get a license, a pay license. So that's the route I have taken before joining this project. It's not expensive, but it is a cost that in my case, I had my department pay for it. But if that's the route you want to go, you will go with h5p.com instead of the .org. Now, what we did for this project, it's we want to go for the free route, and eventually we'll get there. So we were able to get an H5P account from Libretexts. So it's a different account than the ones I have from .com and .org. And basically everything, all the people that are using H5P in Libretexts are using this account. So you will have to get an account from Libretexts. So request that. I hope that answers the question.
She wanted to know, how do you insert it as a template, right?
Yes.
You're creating, yes, that's,
yes.
she wants to know how.
So you will go insert template, and there are many templates that you can choose, and one of them is the H5P activity. So basically it's linking it to the main account, all the activities. And then what you see here, all these activities are also linked to that main Libretexts H5P account. Okay, Alejandro? Okay. And we'll show more about once we get to the actual pages. So this is just an overview of what we've done, but we'll show you how it looks, and maybe you'll have more questions when we get there.
Okay, so what worked for us, the project details. So we started with Google Docs, and we would all collaborate and work on content. Once we finish an article or some activities, then Cristina would copy and paste it into Libretext and create the activities in H5P. Towards the end of the semester, we were running late, so she was very smart, and she created a Google Sheet to keep track of what we were doing and double checking who revised, who edited what. And she also assigned us certain tasks, and we try to meet weekly on Thursday evenings. It was not always possible, so she also resorted to send us reminders via text messages and emails. I did not work with the outside support. That was mostly Cristina. She was in contact with the OER lead, Shagun, and also with Delmar. And finally, as I said, I don't use H5P, so the experts are Cristina and Nancy, who are more familiar with that. The next screen, Cristina. So some of the lessons learned is that we only had 6 months to work on this, and time flies. We didn't have much time to work in the summer because we had other commitments, and then classes started, so it was a little bit difficult. But the key is that we all were classmates at UCLA, so we know each other very well, we get along very well, and each of us bring a different background. Um, eh, Nancy is a linguist, Cristina and I study literature. Cristina and Nancy also feel more comfortable with technology. So for technical difficulties, we took a while to determine the softwares, but Cristina again was the one who understood more about this, and finally she Libre was always confused. So
Alejandro,
it? How much
Alejandro, we're having some,
understand that we can use?
sorry, Alejandro, we're having trouble hearing you.
Yes. ¿Ahora me pueden escuchar? Yes.
You're
Okay.
kind of.
You froze.
Right now? Yes.
Frozen.
¿Ahora me pueden escuchar?
Oh, más
Can
o
you hear
menos.
me now?
Mm.
¿Sí?
Ok, ahora.
Mhm. Ah,
Ay, 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 ¿qué está pasando? Technical,
okay.
we got to the technical difficulties, and we're
Ahora,
having technical difficulties. Okay, you know what, Alejandro, I'll take over this part. We are having some technical difficulties on this section.
Okay, now
I know that,
can we
I,
talk?
yeah, I know that you're on a Wi-Fi. Maybe it's going on and
Okay.
off. But yes, we did have some technical difficulties from the beginning until the end, and we're still figuring out a lot of things. So Carla, good luck with this.
Okay.
We knew what we wanted to do, but it took us a while to actually get started. And that's why we got to a point that we almost thought that we weren't gonna finish. And some of the difficulties were like the copyright. You know, what do we do with copy? Do we get licensed and you know, from all the articles that we're gonna get? Accessibility, it's a big question and a big challenge, and we're still working those out. For the copyright issue, we went around and decided to basically make it our own, summarize the articles, highlighting the grammar point, because that was the idea. And that way, and then obviously citing the actual source. For accessibility, we've been working on most of the issues that we had, and they were from formatting and how it fits in Libretexts, to font sizes, colors, tables, and even how the H5P activities are embedded in our pages in Libretexts. So we are still working those issues. Actually, as of today, I got emails from Libretexts trying to figure out what we can do. So it never ends. Apparently, it's like an ongoing project that it will haunt us, I think, for a while until we get it right. Alejandro, are you back? Alejandro, are you there? Okay. Oh, I guess I'll continue. So plans for the future. We're going to continue editing our work. Although officially our work was finished December 15. You know, we're still in March and we're still editing some of most of it is done. We are planning to add more content. Because of our time restriction, we had to eliminate some of those grammar points that we wanted to add. And so we had big dreams and we wanted to add all these things, and then we were running out of time. And then the whole assessment area that we are still working out with Libretexts. And as of right now, they're formative assessment. There's no way of collecting the data, the reports, but the idea is that eventually we'll be able to get to the summative assessment. So Nancy and I wouldn't have to pay for a license for H5P to collect all that data. And this last thing, if you're interested in Libretexts and H5P, there is a Spanish group that was created in Libretexts. So you can join. There are not that many people in it, but for those of you in Libretexts and P, join this group, and I could put it also in the chat room so you can click on it. So I think that's it. That's end of my part. Nancy, do you want to take over and do a tour unless somebody has a question?
Okay, I think someone has a question.
Yep.
Let me see. So it is from Jennifer.
It's not, sorry, Nancy, it's not a question so much as I was just giving an update on where Libretexts stands at the moment in regards to some of the things that you've been talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So hello everyone, I'm Nancy Ballesteros. Thank you so much for joining us to, now. I'm just gonna take you on a little tour of our work, our manual within Libretexts. So what I'm gonna do is just share my screen. I have the tabs open. Okay, okay, I think someone needs to let me share now. Okay. Can everyone see? I'm trying to see if you can see this. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone can see. Thank you so much. So this is actually how our manual looks like in, live in the Libretexts. So as Cristina mentioned, we start every unit with a reading. Okay, a reading that incorporates the grammar and point. And we normally highlight or put the text, that particular grammar point, in a different color so it could stand out. And there, it's easily, you could easily find that grammar point in context. We chose purple because it's what is ADA compliant. So we were told it was ADA compliant, I believe. I'm not really sure, but yes. Okay, so right below that, right below the reading, we have, as she said, as Cristina said, we have the grammar presentation. So you have all the grammar presentation. I use tables, timelines, whatever could make it easier for the student to learn the material. Within the grammar presentation, we included parts, examples from the reading, okay, so that it could make more sense to the student. So so every single unit is the same. It's the same, we follow the same format. Right below all the grammar explanations or the tables, we have an area that we call ojo. So this is just to point out the differences that might exist between dialects or any observations that we've made throughout the years of teaching Spanish. So anything. So if you have any suggestions, you could let us know and we could include it here. So we have a lot for the particular grammar point. Right below that, sorry, I was trying this out earlier, are the activities. So right below the ojo, you will always find the ahora practicar. The activities that were created in H5P, if you can see in this area, it says H5P. And these are, you get immediate feedback. So the student is able to fill it in and then they could check their answer. But for this particular one, or for, I think, the fill in the blanks, I believe Cristina put that you must complete. You must add something in order to actually check your answers. So once that's done, the student is able to check their answer, verify that they've done it correctly. And as she mentioned, if you want to use this, you are allowed to, you can use this. You can reuse it by downloading it as a H5P file. And if you have a free account, well, any account, you upload it to H5P. If it is a free account, when you take this, you insert it into your platform or your LMS, you could only do the activities there. If you have a paid account, you could actually link it to your gradebook. So having the paid account is wonderful because you're able to actually, the results will be sent to your gradebook. Okay. So these are the activities that we have, and right within this one, they're mostly for this one is mostly fill in the blanks, but at the bottom we also have where you choose. Okay, so we're dealing with the past tense, so we could just choose a few. I'm just going to choose random items here. Okay, and then the student could check and see, and then show the solution. So this is actually H5P, which I find it is wonderful to do this. Okay, so it's very easy. Oh, you could also embed it within your platform. So any page that you want, you just copy the embedding source and then just copy it into your whichever page you have. Okay, so this is for the preterite. I have another one. Okay, we have another chapter, another unit, and it's again the same thing. Okay, so we highlight the grammar points. They're used in context, so it could make more sense for the student. It'll be easier for them to learn the material. We have the grammar points. Before I go down, I'll show you that we included a table of contents. Actually, Libretexts, depending how you do the headers, will create one for you. Okay, and the student is able to navigate through the page easily. Okay, so we have again an whole section. Okay, and then right below it we have another type of activity that I believe Alejandro and Cristina mentioned. So this is the drag and drop. I'm just gonna put random stuff here. Okay, sorry, it doesn't want to listen to me. So this was also created with H5P. This is just random, so I'll probably get them wrong. Oh, I got them right. Okay. So these are the activities. So we have quite a few. Again, the same thing. You could do the same thing. Download an H5P file, and then just import it into your H5P account. Okay, so that's that within Libretext. Now, if you want to embed this within your LMS, you could go to the download page, download center, and ours is actually the first one here. You could download the book or as a PDF, or you could download it as the LMS, as we mentioned. So you just click on that. You click on that, and it will be at the bottom. And then what you do, this is my actually Canvas page. You will upload it. Okay, now import it into the Canvas or your LMS, and I will show you how to do that. So it will be exactly as you see it within Libretext. You could just click on that. Okay, and when it loads, it's just the same thing. So it's exactly the same thing. Okay. Everything is the same. Now, how do you do that? You go to the settings. Let's see if it will go there. You just import the course content. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is you're going to upload it as a common cartridge. You're gonna choose the file, click all content and import, and that will be it. And then you will have, it will create modules for you. Okay, so we have all of this. So this is all that we have within Libretexts. And that's basically it. Have I forgotten anything, Cristina?
No, but can you open another one of the units? Because you can also do the H5P activities. So the same
oh yeah, I'm
way
sorry.
that,
Okay, so yes.
scroll down all the way down.
Where do you want me to go here? Okay, so yeah, within actually Canvas, you could do the same thing over within your platform, LMS. So you could just go down. It's all the way at the bottom. So it's the same thing. Let's see, where is it? Did I miss it? It probably hasn't loaded. There you go. Okay, so it's the same thing. So you could do it right here. Now, again, if you're doing it as with a free account, sorry, this will not be linked to the gradebook. So they could do it as many times as they want, but no, they will not be given a grade. Okay, in order to do it as a link it to your gradebook, you will have to have a paid account. Okay, so I think this is it, right, Cristina? Anything else? If
Yes.
you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them, or Cristina or Alejandro.
Oh, the last thing that we didn't mention and we didn't show it here was the fact that Libretexts, and I saw Delmar popping out here too. Maybe
Okay.
you can answer those more, but the thing that we liked about Libretexts was the fact that you could remix. So for example, right, if you, we all teach all these grammar points, but if we want to change the order, so if, for example, I don't want to teach, pronombres del objeto directo in chapter 4, you can use the remixer and basically customize it. You can basically download our book and change all the units however you want. You can, change instructions, and then the same way you can upload it to your site. Now, so I think that is one of the wonderful things about what you can do here. You can take it as it is. So like what I showed you before, you can use the link and link it out. You can see the URL and have students go there directly. You can do what Nancy just showed you. You can import it to your Canvas, and then from there, students don't even have to leave Canvas. Everything is within your module.
Yes.
Or if you want to experiment and change our book, you can do that too. You can rearrange however you want. So there are many things how I see it that you can recreate and customize your book the way that you teach it, and however you want to space it as well. So I think my gardener left, but it if you have any questions, could you share how much the paid account? Yes, the paid account, when we did our license for my college, it was just for my department, and it was for my colleague that teaches French and I, and we have 1,000 accounts per year. It is costing us about $1 a student, so $1,000 per year. So we have a 2-year license, and we did that it was before this project. And so going into this project, always my hope was that we wouldn't need a license. We could, the same way that our Entrada Libre is free, we could have a homework site that would be also free.
Can I interject on
Yes.
that subject for a second? I did put it in the chat, but that is something that so the formative aspect of H5P on Libretexts is working now, as you can see. We are working on the summative capabilities, in other words, attaching it to a gradebook, and hope to have that done, I think, by the end of summer. So yes, technically you shouldn't need an account to have that summative functionality when using H5P on Libretexts. We're just not there quite yet.
Yes, that was our hope. And then I think with what we started, it was this library. We just want to have a lot of activities that could eventually be added to this program that will be able to do the homework site for free. I know that Carla is working on the first year book. I don't know if you want to share a little bit about your project, but the idea is if we could get all these activities that we are creating into one place where you could shuffle it, and then with the shopping cart you can come in and shop for the ones that you want and create your uni packet for your homework that will go with your lesson. I think that is kind of how I envision this. This is the same way that I have a team of 3. It's a collaborative work. I don't think one person could do it. So that is kind of what we learned from this 6-month project, that we all have our weaknesses and strengths on this. And I think if we can get everybody to share a little bit of their activities, I think we can get thousands and thousands of activities, and hopefully we wouldn't have to get students to purchase those expensive codes that they have to purchase in order to do the homework. So any other questions? Are you using these materials? Yes. So prior to this project, I had started using Accesso from the University of Kansas. So Accesso, I don't know if you know about Accesso. I love the cultural material, and now that they have Accesso version 2, it's even better, I think. And they have actually embedded H5P activities for their readings, the comprehension questions. So what they do great is in terms of the cultural material. They have all these graduate students writing units, articles. So I don't think I could compete with that, and I never expected to do that. But what I was having trouble with when I was integrating that into my course was I needed more grammar explanation. I needed activity. So I couldn't let go of my publisher material yet, because I needed, what am I gonna do with the homework? So that's the reason why I started using H5P, and then, you know, the idea of creating, can we create a manual that could enhance what is already there in Accesso, and you know, using what they do great, which is the reading material, and then kind of mix and match different things and create your own custom version of a textbook. So yes, I am using it for my 3rd semester and 4th semester Spanish right now. I've been adding, basically replacing the Accesso links to our Entrada Libre, and using H5P activities that are, you know, through the license that I have as the homework site. So. Oh, thank you, Carla. There you go. So that's the link for the, and it's the new one. And it has, I think it looks so much prettier than the version 1. So I really enjoy, and they added new articles too. Any more questions?
Can I also just mention that all of the activities that your group has made will be available in our query library, which is basically our homework assessment system.
Yes.
So as you said, then people can then just take them and add them to their own work. And with the remixer, you can now remix a remix. So if you have a remix, you no longer have to consider it a final work, because you can always go back in and add more to it.
Yes. And then, so our group of, I think we have 120 some activities at last count. But that's just the beginning, and we are hoping to get more. So when Carla is done with hers, we can add it to that. And there are a few other ones that are also in there. There is another author that is also has his work there too. So I think if we can collect all this into this query, that will become this hopefully powerful free homework site, then we could let go of any licenses, any paid licenses. Any other questions?
Looks like you guys were so thorough that everybody should.
I know, it's so fast.
Yeah.
I was just in a hurry, so it wouldn't be so noisy outside.
Oh no. I as my dog barks on cue. No, I understand completely.
So I think there were a lot of, in the past when I showed this, there were a lot of questions about H5P. I mean, I think as we all know, teaching languages, we know that the big portion of the cost goes towards that site where students have to go and do homework. And we can come out with some kind of book, but we can't replace that unless you build it, this homework site. So I think there was a lot of interest on H5P, and some people asked me why I chose H5P. Also, before I forget, there is a conference on H5P in May in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. I'm not advertising. We put on actually a request to go to this conference, but they will be giving like hands-on workshops, like the branching scenarios workshops and stuff like that. I would love to go. If anybody could go, that would be great too. It's the first time they're actually having a conference in North America. Apparently in the past, it was always like in Australia and New Zealand. H5P is big in Europe. So if you go to, you'll be able to tell it's H5P. It has the tiny little logo on the side, and the more you see it, you'll be able to recognize it. And I've been noticing on different sites more and more, people are using it. The learning curve is actually very easy, intuitive, and I think definitely easier than creating activities in Canvas. The quiz format it's actually more time consuming than here. It's basically, once you know how to mark the answer, you can actually have a text, mark the answer, and copy and paste into the H5P, and then it will do it. Come on, there was a question. How to import the H5P. The H5P activity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was what you showed.
But
So
I
want to show the embed?
Yeah, I thought she was asking about the Libretexts for the HIP is different. I could show you how to do that if you like.
What? No, you kind of showed. Well, you clicked on it.
No, yeah, but she's talking about H5P, right, Carla?
Yeah, H5P activity. How do you? So once you do the activity, for example, you can take our activities that you see on our site. So, for example,
you want me to show her, or
yeah, why don't you do it?
Yeah, because I think she means when you insert it.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I? I don't know if I'm confused. Hold on a second. I was logged out. So sorry. Let me see if I'm able to find my page again. Okay, right here. So normally when you import, so you're gonna reuse it, you're gonna import the, I didn't really go over that one, but normally what you do is you create, okay, let me see, I'm gonna create an assignment. See if it allows me, okay. I'm going to create any type of assignment. This is just a test, okay? Blah, 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 I'm going to save it. Okay, let me see if it comes up. I'm having issues with my internet. Okay, so when you're doing this, when you're doing the H5P, you will have to, let me see, where is it? Submission type, you would have to do it as an external tool. Okay, I have already embedded it. I have already set up Canvas to include H5P. So what you do is you find the H5P. I created that a while ago. Let me see, it should be in here. Well, I don't think I have it in this one. Let me go to another course because I have it in another course. Well, you will go in here, you will select H5P, you will select it, and what it does, it takes you to the page, to your H5P account, and all you do is choose an activity and insert it. Cristina, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, just to make sure. I could go to another class because
no,
this class,
and you can also, but this is just for the license portion of it, but you can also embed it. So if you go, that's
wait,
actually, yeah, because if you don't have a license, this will be pointless.
so you want to do it,
yeah, the embedding is actually much easier.
much
So for
easier.
example, if you want the students to do certain activities, let's go back to any of our units. So let's say you don't care about our lesson, but you want them to do the activity for practice. So you could just get the embed code from the activity.
Yeah, so you do this. So we could just get the embed code. You do this. You you copy it. Where am I? I hope my students don't think I have something. I'm just gonna put anything. This is just a test. And then you get to HTML, and then you paste it, and it should come up. It should come up. Oh wait, oh sorry.
Yeah, it's not an external tool.
Okay, sorry, not submission. And there you go.
There it is.
There you go.
So you could, if you wanted to test it out, and you don't need, so for this, you don't even need an account.
The free one.
No account. You could just go and get the embed code and put it on your page. And so if you go to the bottom, you can see, Nancy, if you could scroll down to the bottom, right?
Sorry, yeah, I'm just trying.
So the student would, and then, you know,
they could
click on, click on it. So
solution.
it looks exactly the same as you saw it on our page, but so this would be good as a practice. And I know that Alejandro has, since he doesn't have a license yet, he has students do activities for no score for practice.
Okay, so did we answer your question? I hope I did. Okay, I'm gonna have to delete this now. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay.
Share slides for today. Yes, I think we can. I'm not sure how we can share that. Jennifer, is there a way for us to share our slide?
Can you send them to me, and then because we're going to be sharing all of the recordings after Ed Week is done.
But Kathleen, you know my email. You can contact me, and I'll send you. I'll send it to you too as well.
Yeah, I don't know where Delmar's planning, if he's planning to put everything in one place or not, but we certainly can get them out to people.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm at LAX right now. I just got off a plane. We will distribute it in a central location, probably via our blog and Twitter. But if anyone wants a link to the video, and hopefully we're able to get the slides, please just put your email either publicly or privately to Jennifer, and then we can send them out quite promptly.
Thank you. I just put our last slide back on share so everybody could see our contact emails. So if you want to reach us individually, you can do that as well. Any other questions? I think that if you have any more questions, you can contact us. Now, I hope that more projects will come out of this, and other other works will show up as well, because I think that the same way that the idea of having a library of activities, if in the future we have different textbooks from different authors, you could actually compile that in the remixer and create your own, book. I know that none of us use a textbook, from cover to the last page. We don't use all the activities, but we still have students purchase all those books and those accounts. So if we could actually create your own book, but not from scratch, and take things from different books, different manuals, because like I said, this is ours. We technically it's not a textbook, so we called it a grammar manual. But if in the future somebody creates something with a cultural manual, for example, Acceso unfortunately is a site that cannot be downloaded. So that has been, you know, I have no choice but to send students out to Acceso to read the materials. But if all that could be put into a place and you can create a unit, a chapter with everything in that place, where homework, your lesson, culture, grammar, vocabulary, everything is there, literature too. I think that kind of is what I'm envisioning. So I hope there'll be more, and this we'll keep working on it. And next will be Carla. Carla will be doing this hopefully in a year and show us what if when you finish that first year book, hopefully we'll be able to ditch our first year book that we currently have, and have first year and second year be actually free. That's my hope. So I think that's all. I want to thank everybody for coming. And like I said before, you can contact Alejandro, Nancy, and I anytime if you have any questions. And have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice one.
Thanks, everyone.